All right. Tonight we're going to go into very deep research on who and what are you and the powers of the mind. I want to caution you all before we take this journey that where I'm going to take you, I hope you all don't try to do this on your own, because it's quite possible that you could get lost and never find your way back. It's seriously going to be that real. All right, now, how is everybody this evening?
Pretty good, Messiah. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing real good. I'm doing real good.
That's great.
Said what?
So that's absolutely great.
I'm glad to hear that. And you're on that list, Kim.
Thank you.
Oh,
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. I know you're sincere. All right. So, who was that first spiritual experience you'd like to share with us?
Or thinking about fish. And when I dozed off, I actually started dreaming about, I was on a pier kind of thing, and there were a lot of people, and I've been on a pier down in a place called Henlopen Park, Delaware, where the pier that it extends out a little ways into the water so that you can actually throw a net over it, and I could look over the pier and see lots of fish, like a big school of fish. But the people were on the pier when I was there, in this reality. But in my dream state, if you will, the people were under water, and the water was so clear, or clear enough, that I could see them, and it was men, women, and children fishing. And I said, well, if this ain't the same thing I've ever seen in my life. And they was actually catching fish, standing down under the water, and it made me think about when sometimes when we go on that spiritual journey with the Messiah, and we walk down that cobblestone path to that beautiful body of water, and he leads us straight down into that water where we can, and then when a lot of people worry that once we are submerged, that we would have trouble breathing, but there was no trouble breathing under that water. And that's the way it seemed with these people that were fishing underwater. They weren't having any trouble breathing.
I love you. That's not water. It's actually sacrament. That's healing essence.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But that's wonderful. I like that. That shows mind expansion.
Okay.
All right? And what we're going to be dealing with tonight is a lot to do with the mind. And I'll have some special questions for Katat, Delante, Rasa. All right, go ahead. Anybody who has the next spiritual experience they'd like to share with us?
I do.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. I attended a funeral yesterday, and I woke up early. I was going to write something to share, with the audience as far as, how to embrace what's going on and what really happens a little sense. And I was writing it in the room that morning. I saw like a spark, a speck of blue light flicker, like, corner of my eyes, up in like in my ceiling, like in the corner. And that was it.
Say it again, please. Slow down, please, a little bit, Amanda. I want to hear you good.
All right. I was writing something. I wanted to speak at a funeral yesterday. I woke up early.
You went to a funeral yesterday?
Yes, and I tried to call you to read it to you. But anyways, I woke up early and I was writing it and rehearsing it, what I was going to say. And I was writing it. I saw a spark of blue light, a little flicker of blue light, like in the corner of my ceiling. And I thought that was pretty, pretty cool. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's right. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
You and I are merging as one. But you'll be glad to
Yes.
know that there's no such thing as death. But then the question will be, when we get through traveling today, is there really a such thing as Amanda?
No.
All right. That's right. Okay. Now, let's ask the question of ourselves. Okay, you guys have been walking with me a while. Katat, could you describe to us who and what you are exactly?
Consciousness. Consciousness and divine love.
That's the only reality. What we are is consciousness collapsing energy into form constantly that we describe as reality. Let me say it again. What we are is consciousness as the observer. We are consciousness collapsing energy into form. Constantly collapsing energy into form. The thing is, does that explain who and what you are? Can you give us a definition of Katat? Ta Willie.
I was saying an enigma would be a word to sum it up.
Okay. That would be a word that's correct as for a definition of this definitive description. Now, when we deal with the future and the past, are those realities, or is it only the present that's real?
Those are illusions.
Which are? The future
the
and the
past.
and the past. They're not existent because we have no power there. We have no power in the past or the future. We can't turn on the light in the room tomorrow or yesterday right now, can we? But we can turn it on right now. We can raise our hand right now. But we can't give a peace sign right now, yesterday or tomorrow. But we can right now. So our power is in now. But do we even exist right now? That's what we imagine ourselves to be.
No.
Or are we truly, purely consciousness, collapsing energy to form the illusion of matter or creation as the observer?
We're truly conscious.
I'd say yes.
That is true. We need to be careful how we guide our steps while we move. When we think we understand what's really happening here, and indeed, we are really clueless. Because we'd really like to project ourselves into the future, maybe 200 years from now, to still exist. That's the goal, isn't it? And it would be a comforting thought to think that what you could evolve to in 200 years in the future would be a replica of what you're projecting right now, isn't it? Wouldn't it?
Yes.
That would also imply that you're really trying to be the very best you can be right now in existence, if you do truly exist. But are you back?
Yes. Hey, Raul back.
Hey, Raul back. Where you at there, Mr. Terry? I'm glad you're here. Lazy lay, bon temps roulé.
Yes, indeed.
I
thought I had a question. I had a question.
I'll do my best. Go ahead.
All right. I was thinking about the Creator and how does the Creator work, or what is the Creator? I want you to elaborate on what the Creator is.
All right. That's a very good question. The Creator is the observer, the source, the consciousness, the universal mind, divine mind, of which we are a part. We share, the Creator rather merely shares and we become. Now, the best way for me to describe you with the Creator is because a lot of people think the Creator is unknowable, right? Which is not true, because you are one with the Creator and the Creator is one with you. And you are knowable, right? Maybe, to a certain extent.
Right.
But to know God, man, you must know yourself.
Right.
Which, trust me, people don't know. They only imagine they do. Because you can go so far into that. I can take you into that, into a place that you would actually get frightened and say, Amun, please stop. I'm going to get lost. You're scaring me. You follow what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm serious. That question, who is the creator, can really get involved. You get immersed into the things that you would soon pray to that same creator to extricate yourself from. Because maybe the mind of who the creator is who is the creator is almost like who, H-U is the creative force of will, simply put. Who is the creative force of will. And now who the creator is, it's just like if I give you an orange, and I share this with people, and then I ask you, why do you eat it? You say it's nutrients in the orange. When you eat it, it's nutrients in the fruit, right, Terry?
That's right.
But if I ask you to show me the nutrients, can you show the nutrients to me?
No.
But you know that if you merely bite into the orange that you would receive those nutrients, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, God is like that. It's like when you ask the question, who is God? God is so mentally superior to us that he fixed that question as the answer at the point of the question. Because it is true that who is God? Isn't that right?
Right.
So when you ask, who is God? That's the answer.
Who?
God is who? The creative force of will. You follow me? But it's hard that when you live in this morass, for you to describe, it's just like a child that's born in an enclosure, a brick enclosure that has 4 walls and no doors or windows. And they're raised in there. And they never see the exterior of the building. They never can see outside. Their only reality is inside that body. Inside that room, you see. They've never been outside of the building. So is it possible for the child to describe what's outside the building?
No.
That's what people are, or devils. That's what they are. They're trapped inside of a little box that they've created in their minds. They're trapping themselves into a little box.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to control everything in the box, not realizing that the box itself is under control, you see? Okay. When you look into a mirror and you see the image of you in the mirror, you don't believe that the image you're looking at is really you, do you? You don't believe it's real, do you?
No.
No. Most people would, but we know it's an illusion.
It is an illusion. Well, then, let me ask you, why do you think that's reflecting the image in the mirror is real? If the image in the mirror is exactly the same as the image that you say is real.
It's not the same image on the inside because the unseen is really in the seen.
Okay, it is the exact same image, though.
Rahubat, this is Ryan.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
How are you? Let me ask it again, Kim. When you look into a mirror and you see yourself in the mirror, you know that's only a reflection, it's an illusion, it's not really you, right?
Yes.
But you think that reflects the image in the mirror is real, and that's really you.
No, that's not real either.
No, it's not really you.
If not, then who are you?
You're
consciousness, right?
You're pure consciousness
as
the observer, collapsing energy to form the matrix of what you call creation or matter, or what you call reality. You're pure consciousness, collapsing energy. Constantly. it's like when you close your eyes, you don't see anything. But then when you open them with anticipation, it's all there, isn't it? That's the power of your mind as God.
I got another question. How does the Creator send people like yourself or Joshua and the rest of the prophets that were sent? They were sent by the Creator, but how do they know they're sent by the Creator? Or how did the Creator send them to this world, or where they come from?
Will. He wills the thing to be.
Okay. So it's like a baby, a young person right now living. They might not even know they're going to be sent until they get older.
Exactly. But in order to be a part of this, what you call reality of creation, you have to be born into it. Or you have to fall down into it and be born and have a zero time reference, born into a body to be really thoroughly convinced that this is reality. But the thing is that people that have participated in this experiment that you call reality have evidently become lost in it. They become lost, and the Creator knows this. They are lost. And He sends help to guide them back to reality. Right?
You say He sends help?
Yes, helpers, Ansar, helpers, right, to help them.
Right.
Find their way back to reality, to who and what they really are, because...
Okay, so now, and what is reality, though?
Reality is your consciousness collapsing energy to form matter constantly, or creation. You're the observer. In other words, when you have the dream, and it's so vivid, and it's your wife involved, and you can't wait to wake up to tell her, baby, I saw us last night in the dream, we was doing this and that and the other. And I ask you, who was watching you all do this, that, and the other, at the picnic or driving on the highway, whatever. And you scratch your head for a minute until you realize you already said it. Who? You said, I saw us last night doing this or that in the dream.
Right.
But the people that are lost that I'm speaking about are the ones that really believe they are the I saw us. They think they're the us, really. You and me, here and there, and now and then. They have forgotten that they're the I. The I is the observer. That's collapsing the energy to form or construct what you call an us and you and this persons, places, and things. And when you're awake, that's just as much of a dream as when you're dreaming. Because if people think they really know things and they really meditate, they really think, and if they start trying to think that way, they might get lost. See, what I'm saying is that what you appear to be right now is only an energy frequency. Can you all hear me? You're only an energy frequency. That if you existed in another place, if you would put that energy frequency in another place in your mind, then you would cease to exist here. You follow me? People that you say die, they're immortal and eternal. They can't die, but they no longer exist here.
Right.
They exist in another frequency.
All right. So the people that die, they go into another frequency?
They don't die. You call it death. That is another frequency, right? You came from another frequency or vibrational plane.
Right. So there seem to be them die just to us. But really
That's right.
Else.
That's right. That's right. It appears that way to you.
Sorry, I have a question.
I'll do my best.
I know the body is a prison. A prison for your consciousness to keep your light trapped. So I'm trying to. The question I want to ask: what's keeping that light inside you trapped? You know.
Well, the one that's creating the light, or the concept of it is you.
Right.
How many of you were with me when I walked you through creating the light inside of the darkness yourself? Do you all remember
that?
Okay.
Yes. That was several months ago.
But you never had to create the darkness, did you?
No.
No.
So the darkness is real.
Yes.
Yes.
And it is infinite. But let's spell that infinite. N-I-G-H-T, infinite. So when you created the light, you created the chaos because that bred observable things. Are you following me? Who has a question? Because I'm trying to consider whether to take this further. Really.
Please.
Hey, on the phone.
Yes.
I have one.
I'll do my best.
What if we just didn't want to be here? We did choose to go somewhere else. I mean, will we have that option?
You do have it. You have it right now. You have it right now. You just forgot that you do.
But wouldn't that mess with the mission?
It depends on where you intend to go. That would be the completion and success of the mission. If it's a better place.
Is it possible for a person to disappear out of this world and everybody forget about him without him dying?
Yeah, I don't know about everybody forget about him. I don't know about. It is possible for a person to disappear out of this world.
And people don't see them more, but
death can accomplish that. But I'm saying, meditation can accomplish that. Yes.
I mean, people would still remember them being here, though, right?
The people that knew them, right? They will still exist as a memory, right?
Okay.
To the people that shared experiences with them, yes. I'm really grappling with myself as to. You hear me? I'm trying to. If you all give me a second, just think of some questions you have. I'm going to go into myself and ask myself seriously how far I'd like to take you all tonight. Just give me a second to think about it, to weigh it out.
I have a question.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So to go to another place or to another frequency or vibration, we've been there before and we would know, but then we would have to connect from here. A part of us knows that. Our higher self knows that. So to go into meditation.
Your higher self knows everything.
Yes. To go into meditation and just make that intention.
That's what it is. To make the niyat, the intention. To go to heaven. To simply be good. Right. That would create a very positive, beautiful future for you in eternity. And make you worthy of participating in what you call existence by all. The mastermind. Was that if you were offensive and negative, then it wouldn't be wise to continue you, right? As a series or, right. So there would be, in essence, no more space found for you in heaven, in the heavens, right? Anywhere.
Correct.
You would be a failed thought.
So to intend that would not be a selfish act?
Say it again.
So to intend, to set that intention, it would not be a selfish act? Or selfless?
To set what intention? What would the intention be? I can't judge it if I don't know. Say it again.
The intention to exist on a higher frequency, to...
No, that would not be selfish. At all. It would be wonderful, because your influence over all existence as part of all would be positive. Wouldn't you like to have the beings over you, the higher beings, to be agreeable or good, or would you like them to be mean monsters?
I would like them to be agreeable.
Sadistic devils. Would you like the beings over you to be sadistic devils? Even right here on this, would you like Putin to be your taskmaster?
No.
No.
Trump?
No.
Or any thing that considers itself a demon?
No.
a reptile or evil being. You wouldn't, right. Well, the collective consciousness knows that and feels that same way. You don't want them to be. Right? So you would wheel them into the cornfield, wouldn't you, Bodhi? Right.
So what's the difference between that and suicide?
The difference between what and suicide?
Setting the intention to exist on another frequency.
Well, suicide would be based in the intent of ceasing existence, wouldn't it?
To some?
That's right. The effort would be to try to end existence. For them, right. So it's a different motivation, isn't it?
But I guess to end it in this existence, which is an illusion, so on some level that they know that there's something else.
But they don't have an intention about what they'd like to be and where they'd like to go, though. Only to end it.
Okay.
So Messiah, basically,
What if they want to end it to go to a better place, though?
Well, then they would use the time they have here to evolve and develop themselves and mature their minds so that they could set their intention very positively to create a direction as to what they want to be and where they'd like to go, or heaven.
Okay. But they couldn't commit suicide and do that, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think she was trying to say.
No, the basis of suicide is a person that wants to end it. It's not about a new beginning. It's
basically what you're saying is they're destroying themselves.
They're attempting to destroy it. What it is that all suicide is that when a person, there's a lot of things in life that frighten all of us. But when life itself frightens you, more, in other words, when you're more afraid to wake up and live life than you are anything in life, those create thoughts of suicide. In other words, when you imagine life to be so horrible that you don't want to wake up and experience it again, you want to just end the nightmare, that's what creates thoughts of suicide. You want to end it. You're not trying to come, you just want to end it.
Right. But what if a person is just living a normal life and not afraid of the next day, but want to commit suicide?
They wouldn't be motivated to commit suicide. They wouldn't be motivated to commit suicide. That person you just described.
But what they're trying to do is to go to a higher frequency, though, to be in a better place.
Because they would evolve into a being that knows that you don't have to commit suicide in order to attain that. They would get in touch with a real master.
Is it consequences for you doing that?
It's consequences for everything. For every action, there's a reaction. It's cause and effect. Every thought has a consequence. Every positive thought has a positive consequence. Every negative thought has a negative consequence. That's how the whole affair is regulated.
Is it? May I say something?
Yes.
Is it like if you commit suicide, you lose your soul?
You lose consciousness of your soul. You try to cut yourself off from your soul, or the fact that you are. In other words, you want to cease whatever the programming is. Whatever it is you've created, you want to cease. It's too painful to you to want to continue, rather than trusting in the source, knowing that it may just be darkest just before the dawn. And you have to understand that sometimes that pain is only used as a motivation to motivate us to rise. or expand or elevate, right? Or what you call hell.
AMUN, can I share something?
Sure.
Personal?
Yes.
All right, so I haven't revealed this to many people, but years ago when I was in college, I wasn't in my right mind, and I actually had the feeling of wanting to go to a higher plane, and I saw suicide as the only way, so I actually made an attempt in a car. But I'm still here, and what I feel happened was that whole situation put me on a path to where I am now, which feels like a higher vibration.
But have you considered
I know
that maybe you succeeded in the attempt?
I know some sort of shift happened because everything that happened immediately after the accident, in the few months after the accident, so many things I to this day cannot explain. People around me can't explain. So I know some sort of shift happened. I always felt like I jumped dimensions or something.
Right.
Because that once I got through that fire, you know, because a lot happened after that. In the the first few months, and then even up to a year later, I really started to see. Once I started, and then I came in touch with you, and I just started slowly seeing, my life on a upward path. So it was darkest before the dawn for me.
It could have been darkest just before the dawn, right? Yeah.
But do we not have the power to will our death?
Do you have the power to do it?
Yes, to will.
I would say yes.
You have, of course you do. Yes. In fact, all of you do. People would never die unless they willed it.
Right. I remember you saying that before, a while back. That's right.
See, what it is optimally is that you will what you call death whenever you've learned everything you're supposed to learn on this visit here. It's not death, it's just a rebirth into a higher plane. Tab, dack, we ascend, plane.
Preceded by an intention, everything. Like you said, if I close
everything
my eyes,
preceded by an intention, yes.
Intention to see everything that I've seen open them. Okay.
Yes, everything's preceded by an intention, right.
I got a question. I got a question I just thought about. When a person do pass or leave this world or go into a higher dimension, are they born again over there? They have to live a life again, or they stay spiritual?
It depends on what they do with this life. As they become a valuable part of the collective of all, is their intention to contribute to the all? Are they trying to make creation a better place? Are they trying to make people feel more comfortable? Are they expressing divine love and creative? Are they using their creativity in a very wonderful sense? Or are they here to obstruct and cause difficulty and pain and blockage?
All right, so if they're a good person that's doing all the good stuff and about love and
have you heard when you were a little kid that only good people go to heaven?
Yeah, right.
That's really true.
I agree to that too.
It's really true. And only good people belong there.
Right.
But you do agree that heaven is in the future, right? To your perspective. Yeah, heaven is in the future from where we sit now.
I guess so.
So you're saying that the future is for the good.
Well, yeah, I can agree to that too.
That's right. And that evil will be left behind, and there won't be any space found for them in the heavens.
Right.
Right.
But will they be born again, the good people that go to the heaven? What kind of body would they have? Would they have a spiritual body? Or would they be born
yes.
Y'all spiritual body?
Right.
Now the people that's bad and who ain't born there.
You're already a whole light being. Go ahead.
So the people
the
that
carnal
was bad,
people the negative people are carnal.
Will they be born again in this world?
Not in the spiritual reality, because they're not spiritual beings, they're carnal.
Right. So they'd be born again in this world as a physical being again?
Well, let's put it like this. For those of you that ascend into a high spiritual plane, you convert to a whole light spiritual being. Again, you're raised back up into the heavens. And there'll be a new heaven and a new earth for you. For those left behind, you got to remember that there'll be a new heaven and a new earth, for the former things will have what?
Come to pass.
Passed away.
Pass away.
Pass away, that's right. Pass away.
That's right. And that's what will happen. That's right. There will be no more space found for them in the heavens. They're not worthy.
Right. So, right. So what happens? What happens to the people that left behind and everything passed away? Is it disappeared and won't be known no more, or they be?
Well, they can't disappear as consciousness. But what I'm saying is that what you call them or the self is that negative energy can't ever be destroyed, right? But it can be challenged or contained. So let's say the devils will be trapped in a Rubik's Cube inside of their own mind. They will be trapped in a hell, and they'll be tormented by their own negative thoughts.
Will mercy ever come for them, like forgiveness, or can they fix it?
And everybody, well, they better fix it right now. That's why we're here having this conversation, isn't it? Right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And Terry, you're pretty good on it. You're not a wicked person. You got a good soul. You're a good guy. See, your problem is you jump in and out of the light too much. You gotta stay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not a part-time gig. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's full-time at best to try to grasp. Just like right now, I'm trying to take a second to decide whether to really open up some doors right now tonight. I'm considering who else is listening on the phone and everything else. And if you have people that be mentally aggressive, thinking they can handle it, and trying to go trace back what I said and follow and really get lost, I feel bad. You know, what you teach people, you're responsible for.
So, as a God, looking at things from the top down instead of the bottom up. So, when I set the intention, the Nia, I told my higher self, when I opened my eyes, I wanted to see a television, a couch, a table, a chair. So I'm in agreement.
With those carnal physical things, yes, you are.
So I'm the author creating these things. I'm writing in the book.
You are creating these things, right?
So at the point when I say this and this happened to me, I'm no longer the author, but I'm a character in them.
When you get so involved in the story as a character that you forget that you're the author of it, then you're trapped.
Right.
Good example. You know, it's just like when you create a story that has characters in it, and you identify with the character in the story as you, like the Matrix or Avatar, and
right.
You lose track of the reality that the character has no control of what happens on the next page or the next day. Only the author does. I'm trying to get people to come on up here, but I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right.
Not even negative beings. I don't even want to hurt them. To set a bad intention would be to become what you dislike.
Sorry, I have a question.
You follow me? To wish hell on the devil would be to become the devil, you see?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. That's right. But you don't have to wish it on them because they're creating it all the time for themselves. Go ahead.
Yes.
They just don't know it. They're deluding themselves into thinking there's some type of a heaven that they can achieve by stepping on their fellows.
I want to ask you, Messiah, because I know you know the way out of here. You know, you have,
I do.
Keys. How can we break this illusion? Like,
by telling yourself repeatedly that everything is borrowed. You hear me? Everything is borrowed, including your body.
Yes, Messiah.
That's all. It's not really real. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
All right? And then you can't have attachment.
I was just telling myself that earlier today.
That's right. That's a wonderful thing to tell yourself, to remind yourself of. My house, my children, my man, my woman, my money, my car, my this, my that, my body, my illness. Don't attach yourself to things.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, Rahul.
Right back, bro.
Well, I want to know one thing, Messiah. When the barotheric gland was moved, did we start hallucinating then before?
The barotheric gland is what gave you access, random access to direct connection with the Most High. Even when you were divine incarnated in flesh with the barotheric gland. You follow me?
Yes,
so with the removal of the barotheric gland, then you were cut off from reality, and then you fell down into illusion, and you're trapped there right now. That's why I'm sent. You think any devil is in direct contact with the Most High?
No.
That's right.
No.
They become a slave to their personality. They've humbled out and been strapped to their lower self, their personality.
Creating their own false illusion.
Exactly. And defining it as reality.
They think they know everything.
That's what they think. Right. But they don't even know who's doing the thinking. Go ahead. You got to speak what you do.
How will we or can we know when the barotheric gland has been replaced?
You'll know. What some of you here already know, your barotheric gland has already been replaced, but it hasn't been reactivated. It works in conjunction with your appendix and your tonsils. Yeah, even if something's been removed, it can be replaced but not reactivated until that which was removed is replaced. But if your tonsils were removed and replaced, you would never know it unless they were inflamed. But they were removed because they were inflamed. But if they were replaced and they weren't inflamed, you wouldn't know they were there. You follow what I'm saying? And your appendix, the same thing. You were aware of your appendix when they became inflamed. But you didn't know you didn't know anything about appendix. You just knew that it was a word and they existed, but you didn't have any sense of presence of an appendix until you felt pain there. But after pain, that's what I'm saying. So if it was reinserted, you wouldn't know. You didn't know about no tonsil or appendix. You didn't really know they were there before they were removed until they were inflamed, until they hurt you.
Exactly.
Right, and that's what made you aware of their presence. But if they were replaced and they weren't inflamed, you wouldn't know they were replaced. So even if they were replaced and your barotheric gland, but not activated, you still wouldn't know yet.
I'm sorry. He was explaining to me about when that.
No, they heard it.
Okay, I was saying to him that yes, my tonsils were removed today, made 50 years ago. When I was 15 years old, my tonsils were removed. So that was valuable information that he just supplied me with about not knowing if they were replaced.
Okay, if I ask everybody about reality, when we're dealing about what really is, what reality is, and how to define reality. The last time you all took a cab and went someplace, you know that you feel you know that happened because it's in your memory. But let me say this. There are two ways to generate what you call reality, because you're a twofold being a twofold being. You can go in the kitchen and make a pancake and eat that, or you can move a star with your mind. Am I right?
Correct.
That's right. Now, you assume one is really reality, the pancake or the cab, and you're not really sure about the star. How you declassify that? Moving the star, that aspect of yourself, which is the real you or the higher you. The things you, let me see, I'm trying to not to go so far with this in a way that I know I want to pull it back and give you some of it. I'm not just trying to open up the rabbit hole without a bottom, you know, or a top or nothing. You know, I'm not trying to open it up like that. I'm serious, because people, you know, the more you try not to think about a thing sometimes.
The person that's making, from my point of view, when I look at that, the person making the pancake we see every day. That's like a no-brainer, you know, going in and making pancakes. But doing, moving a star,
you would assume
that's part of us that is, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely the higher aspect of your being.
Yes, absolutely.
That is not the physical, like, carnal, lower self. No, that's not.
It's like you feel bigger than life itself. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're like, how do I hold this? How do I keep this feeling?
Well, you did exist before breath or life, right? This is not your first. No, it can't be your first existence. If you fell from heaven, then you existed before here, right? But when you talk about life and breathing, etc., those are bodily functions. So you had life before you had body, right?
Right, that's right.
True.
Right. You know I was getting close to it, huh? Oh.
Yes.
I know it. I love you. That was truthful and honest. Y'all can bear with me for a minute.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
How many planets are there?
How many what?
Planets.
They're countless.
I remember you used to have 9 planets at one time. Now
you're talking about this solar system. This solar system. Well, it depends on your definition of a planet, doesn't it? In other words, some people consider Mercury a planet, but they find out now it's outside the Kuiper belt. They don't consider it they just think of it as an object that's caught in the gravitational orbit of the sun. That's too small to be defined. That's questionable too, but it is still classified as a planet.
But when they name the planets now, they say it's 8. You leave Pluto out.
Exactly. Okay, I got it reversed. It's Mercury that they define as a planet. It's Pluto that they figure is outside the Kuiper belt and it's no longer classified as a planet. Right.
Right. Pluto.
Right. Give me a second here. Let me get close to something without. I don't want the wings to get too close to the flame. Let me try to figure out how to thread this needle here. Just a minute. If I can, let me see. Maybe I'm not supposed to. I don't know if I should. Come in.
You can do it next time.
No, I don't know about next time. I don't know.
You know what?
Ever in this
Maybe
reality.
You can give us,
we want to hear it. Sorry.
You think you do.
But you know what, Amun?
Yeah.
Maybe you could give us a light version of it.
I'm trying.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it because I don't want to bring you straight there. Because if you start thinking about it after class, you know, you could. I actually got scared. I was getting lost. You know what I mean? I was getting lost. You see. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to. I'm not trying to. That I don't want y'all to feel that. You know.
Right.
People think that they know what's going on, and but there's places you can go inside your mind. I'm telling you that it's serious.
Yeah,
it's serious. You know, you asked the question, Terry, when you said who was the creator. That there, it's kind of fragile. Sometimes it's best not to be approached. You know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, okay.
Who was the creator? That was a good question. You know. And I answer, you know, I try to orange it up a little bit and polish it like apple, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, yeah, you don't, I mean, to really go into depth about that, that's serious.
Okay. I thought the creator was something like energy and maybe energy and...
No, the creator generates energy. The creator is consciousness.
Okay, so the creator is consciousness. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is that, you know, that always existence is that whatever it is that you call, that's always been. But to be conscious of it, you know, one day this what you call all, it shifted, and then when it stopped, that was the point of consciousness that you all were created from that point that it stopped, developed. And that's what created the concept of here and there, which also generated now and then and you and me, right? And or fractured that consciousness, and that's what gave birth to what you call reality. You follow me? But it always was what it is, and always will be. And you are a part of that. Don't you want to be? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you will be divine love, right? Go ahead. You all got some good questions. Let me think, ponder on it.
That's the answer I was looking for. When you said the creator is consciousness, that's the answer I was looking for.
That's what it is.
I thought we was conscious, but the creator is conscious.
But you are one with the creator. The creator is one with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
To know the creator, you have to know yourself.
Right.
Because you're created in the image and likeness of the creator.
Right.
See, when you use mind, when you use consciousness as the observer to collapse energy into forms, you are creating. God.
I hear you.
Okay.
Got it.
You're being
I have a question.
You say I'm being the creator?
You are being the creator when you're creating, yeah.
Right. I hear you.
But look at the creator. Look what the creator is creating beautiful things like dawn and the smell of flowers and butterflies and babies. The sun warm on your face. Are you following what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But are there some aspects, as some would put it out here, that think of different things? Unpleasantries, blockages,
right.
Resistance to all, you know, like, and so you know what I mean? Right.
Sorry, I have another question.
Yes.
I know that we have...
That would be generated out of Facebook tamperings. Go ahead.
I know we have 12 more chakras in our body. How can we activate them?
They're already activated, but it's the question would be better served if you asked, how can you reconnect with different ones?
Yeah.
And don't be trapped on a certain lower one. And again, that's why I'm here, to help you with that, to help light your way back to the Most High. When he was saying that there's 7 chakras of planes inside of you, how can we activate them? I told him they're already activated. Those planes already exist. But it's about us reconnecting with them. Right. It's about us reconnecting with them. That was Kim. He's waking up. Right. That's right. I know. And then, right, revealing too much could prove to be a source of error in a lot of ways. Right. Because if you give too much information to a negative entity, they might use that in a way to generate more hell. Right.
That's right. That's what the devil would do. That's right.
That's what a devil would do.
That's right. So you're doing right to think about what you're going to say. So, you know,
yeah. They would try to earn your trust in order to abuse it. That's exactly what they do. Yeah. Then they would feel powerful if they could manipulate and abuse that trust, you see. They are very sick.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's real sick.
I know it. And you don't have to be, that's definitely not what you are. Neither am I. I don't, you know. Yeah. If they could, they would cause more distress and more blockage. More negativity. That's right, and they would receive more, which would generate more hatred in them to make them want to put out more. You see, so it would be an endless spiral. They would just keep spiraling down, hotter and hotter, till they combust.
That's crazy.
But it's true. It would feed on itself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can spiral down into the pit, away from the light, into darkness so deep that you really lose contact with light, truth, and the Creator. You sever your connection with the Creator and divine love, and you don't have it anymore. Or your soul, or whatever you call it. You know what I mean? However you want to describe it. You can lose touch with that. It is a bad feeling. You're right about that, Hotep. You be down in that dark pit like that, and you lose touch with light.
I've been there, being depressed.
Well, that's
bad. I don't ever want to be there again, ever. You know, it was a long time ago, but you know.
Don't visit it then. Just keep thinking positive thoughts, regardless of your apparent situation around you, or what it may project to you. It's only an illusion.
That's what I see. I said it all the time.
That's right.
That's about it.
That's right. Just remember, you're not that body. You're not that situation. You're only watching that happen from above. Don't identify with the characters in the story, Matrix. You hear what I'm saying? Remember, you're the author of the book, not a character in it.
That's right.
Right. You get too involved in that personality.
I have to remember that.
I'm sorry?
You have to remember that a little more.
Yeah, you do. That's your salvation. To keep you from being...
Yeah.
See, in other words, the way it's put spiritually is be in the world, but not of the world.
Of the world.
That's right.
And you know
the devil
what?
wants to become...
I know sometimes I feel myself like, you know, thinking whenever I say that affirmation, you know, this is not my body, I'm just observing, it's all an illusion. It pretty much keeps me at bay, you know. It keeps me right back where I need to be.
That's right. It keeps your lower self at bay and your higher self present.
Yeah, that is so true.
That's what you want. Right. It keeps your connection with the higher realms open.
Yes, it does. It really works.
I got this.
Say it again.
I got this thing. It's a nice spiral, and it's like green and stuff. It's a nice spiral, and it's somebody sitting in the chair, and it says, "I ain't even from here," and that's what I think about.
That's right, exactly. None of us are. Right. That's right. That's correct. You know what I find amazing is that even without me giving revelation to you all, that you're still opening up without that.
That's right.
Isn't that something?
That's right. It's not just the vibrations and stuff.
I guess that's right. It is one that's wise. There is one mind, and you all can feel. I know all can feel where I was kind of like the direction I was headed in. But it is a frightening thing. It can be, you know, because it's so real. It gets so deep, you know, to where you don't even know if you can get back. Yeah. Because it's clear in me. But it's like I said, I wanted to try to give you all a slight view of it without taking you all the way in there. Go ahead.
You said the right word, though, by keep thinking positive all the time. No matter what the situation
it better be positive.
Right.
It better be positive.
That'll help
your own good, that's right. Energy always returns to the source of energy. If you create positive energy, that's what's going to return to you. And I don't have to give you the rest. You know the rest, the flip side of that story, don't you?
That's right.
So don't be having your eyes big as Bo Dollars when it come back to you. Like, where'd this come from? It came from you.
That's right.
Slick Willie, it came from you. Yeah, this is beyond all these things that we create in our mind, these really destructive things that you create inside that little brick room. It's way past that. Better believe that. That's the only reason why I want to show people. So maybe even the deepest negativity could be broken when you realize that it's only. Don't get trapped in that silliness. It's so tiny and small and cut off and restricted. It's so dark and it's it is ugly and useless. It's really nothing. I mean, why even? I'm serious. Why do you want to live in maggot-infested shit when there's a beautiful garden right next to it? Why do it? Keep telling yourself that hog shit is perfume. Stop doing it. It's not. It's hog shit. And you're an ugly, ugly thing. Creating ugly things. See, the real devil would like to cut off communications of the truth from all existence. You follow me? They would like to have everybody trapped in a little doodle room with them. To play on their level. But there are, I hate to say, there are some ugly, twisted entities and minds out here now. Believe me. Some very sick creatures in creation. There's some warped minds now. And they've reached some delusional conclusions that are not really based in reality or fact, but they believe it, so it's facts to them. So they're trapped inside their own minds and they don't know it. And I'm here to try to free them, but they think themselves too knowledgeable they already know all there is to know. You follow me? It is stupid. It's more than stupid. Because they really don't know anything. They don't know whether it's shit or wine they watch. They just think they do. What they're doing is creating a hell for themselves. And anybody in their sphere of influence. And that's the summary of their brief and ugly existence. They were cancer and all. Oh. But to those of you that are really good, like I say, it was a wonderful thing that experience I had. Was it night and morning before last? I was traveling. I was Muhammad. Really was Muhammad. And Fatima was there with me, and she and I were walking around a lot. And I went through the whole thing again, like the Magaraj from Mecca to Jerusalem, as a ball of light shooting up into the seven heavens and coming down with the angels and the rod, the whole thing. It was real. that light being, I saw it when like that ball of light that came in here that night in the middle of the floor. I realized that when I first looked at it, I thought to myself, it's realer than anything that I've ever experienced. That I knew it, and I said, that's actual life. That's life itself. And then I remembered that song of Horus in Egypt when he said, I fly up like a falcon. I fly up like a falcon. I am life itself. And Horus is what you all call Jesus in English, but in Egyptian. Then I remembered the holy tablets about Al-Hayu. You see, the three members, that light. Hayu is life, life itself. I know I stepped on and knocked down and heard a couple of devils in there, and I feel sorry. I didn't mean to hurt them like that, but they ought to be cautioned to get out, to stop being ugly, because it's a lot more here than they can imagine. It's a lot more happening than they can even imagine. You see, everything is not trapped inside that little room like they imagine. There are things way beyond their perceived control and things. And the control of those that they worship and look up to. That's what motivated me to want to reveal some things to you all. And it's still out for adjudication. I haven't made a decision yet. It's 10:25. It's time for you all to go out and perform some earthly miracles. My beloved family of ascended, transcending beings.
I see a star, Messiah.
Okay, what are you going to do with it in the name of Amun?
In the name of Amun-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, full clockwise.
I think you're going to get your name pretty soon, too.
Thank you, Messiah. I'm grateful and very blessed and happy.
Well, I'm grateful to you.
Thank you, Messiah. I love you.
I love you, too. I feel it.
In the name of Amun-RAYAY. In the name of Amun-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, go up. It's going up. In the name of Amun-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, drop down. It's dropping down. In the name of Amun-RAYAY, the Messiah, the one and only true Messiah, star, move to the left. Move to the left. Thank you, Messiah. Tawhat. Messiah, I have been calling on you a lot.
I know, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, I feel it. And that's why you feel mine.
Exactly.
That's right. Sending you a package of light. Mm. All right. Who's going to perform a miracle? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, got it. Okay, go ahead, move it.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead. Yes, I do.
I am here in the Dallas area, and there's some like white puffy clouds, like cotton balls. It's just unbelievable, and the sky is blue, like it would be like at, I guess, 6 o'clock or something. It's actually blue, but I can see the stars. This is unbelievable.
Okay.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, run up. And it's running up. It's running up. Now stop. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, run to the right. And it's
Moving
going
right.
to the right. Now stop. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, drop down. And I'm waiting because it went behind some clouds.
It's dropping down.
I see it.
Okay,
Good
it's
work.
down. Now stop. In In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, run.
All right, let's move the clouds to the left now.
Okay, it's out. It's out in the clear now. It's out now.
Okay,
Stop.
I just thought you should move the clouds to the left.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, come close. And it's coming close.
Moving close. Wow.
Now stop.
Yeah.
Power hot, family. Power hot, Messiah.
I love you. All right.
I love you too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go next. This is the Nucleus.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to move a star.
I have something good for you, Anubis coming. I have something good for you, Anubis coming. Yeah.
Power hot. In the name
Yes.
of AMUN-RAYAY, move up.
Yeah. Move up.
Going up.
And it's moving up. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, drop down. Oh, it's coming down.
Dropping down. It's dropping down.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, thank you. Thank you, family. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move to the right.
Wow, it is shifting from left into the right.
It's
moving right.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move back to the left. And then moving left.
Going left.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, come closer.
It's coming closer. It's expanding.
All right. Uh-huh. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY,
like
move
a little
back.
circle. It's getting smaller.
It is.
Moving back.
I see it. Yeah.
Really
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, do a little dance too. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, make a clockwise circle.
Going clockwise. Going clockwise. Going clockwise.
Up around. Dancing.
You all are practicing. You're practicing so much until it's becoming second nature to you. To move, to control things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's reconnecting you with your God, you see.
Hotel.
Okay, go ahead, Hotep.
Thank you, family. I love you, Messiah, and family.
This is what the devil. This is what the devil want. This is what the devil want to block you all from. See, go ahead, Aaron.
Yes. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move up. Squad.
White light.
And it's moving up. Stop.
Do a little jig. Do a little jig first, though. Try. Oh.
Yes. That's just a dance. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, drop down.
I saw a small white light flashing.
Okay. Stop. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move to the left. It's dropping down. And move to the left.
Moving left.
Stop. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move to the right.
Move to the right. Going back right.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, do a clockwise circle. It's going all kind of ways.
Yeah, I know. But I had to move the whole thing over to the left right there. I moved the whole thing in order to center it. Yeah.
It's going clockwise, though.
I seen that.
Yeah.
It is going clockwise. That's it.
Right. But I had to center it. I had to center it in my mind. Right. Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's right. Because I was too far to the right. It wasn't comfortable for me way over there. So I just brought the whole thing, the whole page over. Yeah. Sure. I love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you back.
They want to stop you all from ascending up into gods. That's what they want to stop.
That's what they want. That's not what
they want to keep. They want to keep niggers in their place.
They sure enough do.
That's what they want.
We are in our place. They are out of place.
That's right. But they don't know that. They assume themselves superior in some kind of way when they're really the opposite. Put it nice.
Ain't nothing. Wah, wah, wah.
That's right.
Boy.
It's true. It's true. Go ahead, Maroy.
Yes, I was here to give you something, but something happened to my car. I had to pay $680 on it. But I got it right. As soon as I got it right, when they go pick up my car, somebody hit my car and took off.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. And then today when I went to work, somebody tossed all my sauce out, all the 5-star sauces I made for the boat. They tossed all of it out. And it's crazy, but I just bear witness to everything you said. Like, there's some sick-minded people out here, and I go through that every day on the boat. It's amazing to see how I still bounce back.
Yeah,
and things happen. Yes.
You always come through. So
but like he always, and you also, you know, you gotta be one of the chosen. Otherwise, they wouldn't be messing with you.
Yeah, you need exactly it, right. You gotta maintain that. You know, you ever heard that song? The same thing it takes to get your baby, the same thing it takes to keep her. It's true.
Yeah,
I have heard it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. What have you done for us lately, right?
What have you done for us lately?
That's right. It's real. It is really real.
They ain't done nothing for their own self, and they keep messing with us.
Yep.
But I don't want to charge people foolishly because none of us are perfect, you know. But what I'm saying is that I know when people can do better, you know, like posting up these posts everywhere and getting this information out. Not diluting it with other stuff from strange people and all that, but really keeping it pure and putting it out there. The real thing that that's coming through us, you know, the real thing. But they put that everywhere, especially in large groups on Facebook, always. And just keep it going on Twitter, you know, and different places like that. And people don't use. How many of you are receiving my post on email?
I am.
I received some.
Okay.
And I'm copying it and putting it on Facebook. And since I had been having issues with the Twitter, I just would start putting the classes on there too. That's
good. The classes, that's good. And the ones I emphasize are like from God's mouth to your ears, and you know, their life after death. Because every class is not the one that I want to showcase us with. You follow me? Some classes, you know, you're grappling mostly with negative energy. You know, when you're talking to people, they don't respond and all that. You know, I mean, that's the devil in the class. You know, and you don't want to propagate that. Right. So I like to know, kind of like, you know, have some idea about what it is we're putting out there to represent ourselves with. You know. But I do love you all. I want you to know that. And I wish, because when I put this phone down, I'm gonna, and I know this is the first of the month. It's time for you all to get serious about donating. And I know a lot of you have been remiss, and you know that. So, but it's time right now. And if you really want to get some of this one of these real serious healing packages, I suggest that you put all that aside and take it empty-handed, leap with an open void, you know, and make sure that you have something arriving at your door. I really do suggest it strongly. You follow me? Because every train don't keep, you know, like they say, every bus don't keep coming, you know. But it's a serious thing, a real serious thing, and it's a beautiful, powerful thing, you know. And you know, like, everybody don't receive things, you know, just like a lot of people in the world, but how many of them move stars like y'all? You see what I mean? So everything ain't for everybody, but I suggest strongly you don't miss this, right? I just wish for it, but do what you have to do to make sure that it comes to you, you know. Come in, support the mission, seriously. Post the post up, seriously. I love you all. Send your testimonies in. Seriously. Peace out. Love you.
Love you too.